All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Geometria, 1987. This is going to be a short fantasy horror comedy film written and directed by Guillermo del Toro. He did about 10 shorts before this one, Chronos. And I think all but one have been released. I watched the version on this Criterion disc, which I think is the director's cut. It's like a Mexican version of Tales from the Crypt. Pretty cool. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. Love this one. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube so I can post the link in the description. It's based loosely on Frederick Brown's short story Naturally, which was originally published in Beyond Fantasy Fiction, later reprinted in the short story collection Honeymoon in Hell. Geometria was shot in Guadalajara, Jalisco, in Mexico. It is the 10th short film Del Toro directed, though all but 1985's Doña Lupe remain unreleased. Doña Lupe is the only one that is in limbo. The running time is 8 minutes 54 seconds, but the director's cut is only 6 minutes 30 seconds. It's Spanish with English subtitles. The budget is $1,000. We like movies with budget of $1,000. Think Nicholas Michael Jacobs type of effort here. Del Toro was not satisfied with the original cut of the film, and he said that he was not able to finish it the way he wanted to at the time. A director's cut of the film slightly shorter than the 1987 cut, where the new music score was composed by Christopher Drake, and it was included on the Criterion Collection's 2010 release of Del Toro's 1993 feature film debut, Chronos. There it is, the disc that I'm telling you about. Once again, we like Criterion Collection on this channel. We do a lot of Criterion stuff, believe it or not. A lot of artsy-fartsy stuff. All right. A Mexican widow, Guillermo del Toro, a Mexican widow, Guadalupe del Toro, not Guillermo, Guadalupe del Toro, probably Guillermo's mother, receives a letter from the high school attended by her son, Fernando Garcia Marin. No relation to Cheech Marin, I'm assuming. It informs her that the boy is about to fail his geometry exams for the 3rd time. The woman berates her son. I don't know why geometry is not going to help you in Mexico. Then turns on the television, refusing to speak to him. Nice family. The boy leaves the room, vowing that he will never fail geometry again. The boy resorts to using black magic in order to pass the exam. In the dark room, he reads from a tome of sorcery, which states, as a protection for the invocation of a major demon, place yourself inside a pentagon drawn with your own blood. This pentagon will be your only protection. The boy proceeds to follow these instructions, while the woman sits in the living room watching a pastiche of The Exorcist. She hears her son screaming from the next room when she enters. Protection. The only problem is that he drew a hexagon, not a pentagon. A glowing portal opens in the wall, and a demon, Rodrigo Mora, steps through. This demon looks like looks like Linda Blair when she's possessed. The boy asks the demon to grant two wishes. The first is that he will not fail geometry again. The second is the return of his father, Francisco, who died in an accident 3 months ago. The demon complies with the latter, causing Francisco to materialize immediately. However, he's now a mindless zombie. Francisco kills and eats his wife, while their son looks on in horror, unable to step out of the Pentagon for fear of losing its magical protection. But it's not a pentagon, it's a hexagon. The demon commands the boy to surrender, but he refuses to give in, saying that he cannot be harmed while he stands within the Pentagon. The demon reasons that he has already granted one of the boy's two wishes. His family is together again. He also points out what the boy has drawn is not a pentagon, but a hexagon, which offers no magical protection whatsoever. The demon muses that the boy's other wish has also been granted. He will never fail geometry again. Francisco approaches his son from behind and takes a hold of his head, tilting it backwards. The boy laments the unfairness of this. The unfairness of the situation. The demon agrees, and he reaches out a hand to take hold of his throat. And the rest is off camera. I think I just spoiled the ending there. Oh, well. I guess I'll go down my list. Yeah, I love this flick. Like I said, very well done. I hope Cronus is as good as this. How long is Cronus? There's actually a Guillermo del Toro interview on the subject of Geometria. So I'm going to watch that next. Tons of bonus features on this disc. The first one being Geometria. Let's go down my list because as I was explaining to, I must have been tired Sunday, even though I was on the energy drink and I couldn't sleep, because I had duplicates on my list and I went too far down, and I reviewed Shock when I should have been reviewing Renegade Girl, which is the first one on my list. So I'm a little bit discombobulated on this list, and I'm sure you are too, because I keep bringing it up every other video, seems like. The massive list. All right. Renegade Girl is 1946. I watched about 20 minutes of it. It's boring. Passport for a Corpse. This looks more interesting. 1962. Black Dragons, 1942. Cyborg Cop 2. Drums of the Desert, 1940. It Lives by Night. Train to Tombstone. Deputy Marshal. Oh, Train to Tombstone is 1950. Deputy Marshal, 1949. Broadway Limited, 1941. A Strange Woman, 1946. The Fighter, 1952. Bamboo Gods and Iron Man, 1974. Zero Tolerance. Ulterior Motives, 1992. The Big Chance, 1933. I'll See You in Hell, 1960. Three Desperate Men, 1951. The Star Packer, 1934. The Devil's Hand, 1961. My Outlaw Brother, 1951. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Talons of the Eagle. Riders of the Whistling Pines, 1949. Portraits of Terror, The Final Curtain. Safe and Effective, A Second Opinion, 2022. Malibu Crush, 2022. Dead Tides, 1996. Easy Money, 1936. Swing High, Swing Low, 1937. An Eye for an Eye, The Real Anthony Fauci, 2022. Return to the Batcave, The Misadventures of Adam and Bert. The Giant Gila Monster, 1959. Shadows on the Stairs, 1941. The Bigamist, 1953. The Unholy Four, 1954. Triple Cross, 1966. Hold Me While I'm Naked, 1966. Head, 1968. 1990, The Bronx Warriors, 1982. Exterminators of the Year 3000, 1983. Platoon Leader, Penny Serenade, 1941. Creature from the Haunted Sea, 1961. War of the Satellites, 1958. The Black Raven, 1943. He Walked by Night, 1948. They Were So Young, 1954. Whatever It Takes, 1998. One Dark Night, 1982. Cipher Bureau, 1938. Sinners in Paradise, 1938. What Price Crime, 1935. Maytime in Mayfair, 1949. The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, 1946. Tarzan the Fearless, 1933. Monstrosity, 1963. Diamond Trail, 1933. Sinful Cargo, 1936. Youth on Parole, 1937. I'll Name the Murderer, 1936. The Chase, 1946. Impact, 1949. A Stranger in Town, 1943. A Stranger in Town. Half a Sinner, 1940. Where is that? All right, let's see what we got here. I think I found another duplicate. Yeah. Did I say The Devil's Hand? I did. I knew there was a duplicate on here. Captured in Chinatown, 1935. Rimfire, 1949. Tales of Robin Hood, 1951. The Magic Sword, 1962. Bandit Queen, 1950. Crooked River, 1950. Marshal of El Dorado, 1950. Colorado Ranger, 1950. Bandit Queen, 1950. Wild Weed, 1949. Strangers of the Evening, 1932. Renegade, Devil's Partner, 1961. Fist of Glory, 1991. Night of Horror, 1981. Jungle Ground, 1995. Scanners 2, The New Order, 1991. Scanners 3, The Takeover, 1992. Scanner Cop 2, 1995. Great Guns, 1941. Hardy Saps at Sea. Charlie Chan, Murder Over New York. Best of the Best 4, Without Warning, 1998. Excessive Force, 1993. Don't Look in the Basement 2. The Mad Monster, 1942. King Kong Lives. Drum, 1976. Extreme Justice, 1993. Hillbillies in a Haunted House, 1967. Twin Dragons. Scream 2. Jimmy Trainor's Alien Parasite film. Forbidden World, an Alan Holtzman film. The Shooter, 1997. That Cold Dead Look in Your Eyes, 2021. Undersea Kingdom, 1936. Rage of Honor, 1987. Bloodsuckers, The Royal Bed, 1931. Judge Priest, 1934. Regular Fellows, 1941. The Package, The Great Gabbo, 1929. Blind Husbands, 1919. Turkey Shoot, The Snow Creature, 1954. Love Laughs at Andy Hardy, 1946. A Farewell to Arms, 1932. Balance of Power, Overkill, 1996. The Royal Bed, 1931. Prehistoric Women, 1950. Silent Night, Bloody Night, 1972. Fog Island, 1945. Emergency Squad, 1974. What else? The Vampire Bat, 1933. Radioactive Dreams, 1985. Black Sheep, 2006. Spontaneous Combustion, 1990. The Dick Tracy Show, 1961. Midnight Phantom, 1934. The Gorilla, 1939. Exiled to Shanghai, 1937. Mystery Plane, 1939. Remedy for Riches, 1940. Soul Man, 1986. Big Town After Dark, 1947. One Body Too Many, 1944. Woman on the Run, 1950. Not Wanted, 1949. Port of New York, 1949. Make a Wish, 1937. Jungle Bride, 1933. I Bury the Living, 1958. I'm in the Army Now, 1936. Vengeance Valley, 1951. Captain Kidd, 1946. Hell's House, 1932. The Fatal Hour, 1940. $2 Better, 1951. Fear in the Night, 1946. The Trail Beyond, 1934. Savat, 1995. Martial Law 2, Undercover. Haunts, 1976. Mercenary 2, Thick and Thin, 1998. Little Lord Fauntleroy, 1936. Jacob, the Man Who Fought with God, 1963. Ursus in the Valley of the Lions, 1961. Angel on My Shoulder, 1946. Woman on the Run, 1950. They Made Me a Criminal, 1939. Little Tough Guy, 1938. East Side Kids, 1940. A Stranger in Town, 1943. Redhead, 1941. Quicksand, 1950. My Favorite Brunette, 1947. Strange Illusion, 1945. Quicksand, oh, I already said that. Never mind. DOA, 1949. Too Late for Tears, 1949. Escape by Night, 1937. My District Attorney, 1941. Treasure of Monte Cristo, 1949. And last but not least, I'm not adding a Karate Man, I'm adding a Karate Man recommendation. My brain is a little slow after 3 days of energy drink and 5 hours straight of deep coma sleep. I just passed out when I got home today. I passed out at 7 a.m. and I woke up at 1 p.m. Then I had scrambled to get groceries and supplements. And I spent like $200 on gas, groceries, and supplements. Holy cow. I'm going to be broke. I went through the deductions again, and I was doing fuzzy math on Friday. Okay, Murder at 1600, 1997. So the amount of my paycheck was actually correct, $612, which is grim because next week I'm only going to get like $1,300 paycheck. I'll probably have nothing in my checking account, and I won't be able to pay any bills again. The other boss doesn't want to put me on the schedule for Monday and Tuesday mornings because the schedule's all filled. And my new boss, I keep telling him that I have my son on Monday and Tuesday afternoons, and he thinks I can just work PM shift. And my son can take care of himself. He can pick himself up and drop himself off. It's just so stupid. It's getting ridiculous, but whatever. I just have to keep reminding him, you made my schedule, and now you're trying to say that I'm not being flexible. Oh, man. Anyways, murder at 1600. There we go. This is another Wesley Snipes. Okay, it was uploaded 5 months ago. Hopefully Netflix won't take it down by the time I get around to it. I just added it to my list. All right. So I'm up over 22 minutes on one short. We'll try to get through this disc tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get 2 more from Netflix tomorrow as well. I got lots more grocery shopping to do. I don't know what to do about my money situation. I guess I'll sell stocks. I got to replace his daily Catholic missal next month because he spilled fruit punch all over it. I told Adrian about that. And yeah, we'll keep plugging away at these Netflix DVDs. And then later next week, I'll keep plugging away at my list. We'll see how far down I can get later.